Well, hello there, internet friends. I am driving. I went out to do this, like a little adventure excursion thing. So I left Sedona and I'm driving out here. But what I'm seeing is that there's tons of smoke all over the place. There's some sort of fire or something. So I'm not sure if I want to go excursion. Is that a word? Excursioning out in the in all the smoke out here. So not sure, but I figured I'd just whip out the cam and see if anything kind of comes out. I was just talking to my friend, and she was telling me about how she's doing this trauma course and how and I knew that I knew this, I guess, through my own experience, but she was talking about how the person that leads the trauma course tells people not to stop drinking coffee and eating chocolate or taking any stimulants, because the stimulants activate the trauma circuits. And that's definitely been my experience, that if I take uppers, caffeine and stuff like that, that can definitely kick on. It's like the seizing of the energetic circulatory system, and it blocks the the breath from entering it, and kind of blocks the natural circulation of prana through the body on those kind of points. But it's funny enough, one of the things that I've experienced is some of my biggest openings have come during times when I am actively eating chocolate. And so there's this other side of it too, which is sometimes I think the chocolate or the stimulant of some sort can it almost brings the trauma to the surface, or it's that extra amplification of energy that comes from the stimulant. If the channels are the more unintegrated they are, the more it'll just seize the channel up, the energy channel up, and then that blockage of energy is experienced as the trauma response, or as the energy block in whatever meridian it is or whatnot. But as in integrating trauma, there's been moments where I've integrated aspects of trauma while basically high on chocolate, and I have such a a lot of people, when I tell them that chocolate gets me going, they're like, what? They can't feel the stimulant is theobromine in chocolate. They can't feel it. And so they're like, what are you talking about? Eating chocolate gets you going. I'm like, dude, yeah, chocolate gets me going. Coffee's like crystal meth to me. If I drank coffee, Jesus, it's such a crazy head change. I don't know how I've gotten so sensitive. I used to take a sledgehammer to move me, but now it takes very, very little. Anyway, yeah, it's almost like that extra amplification of the energy that that's going through my system. It kind of highlights those traumatic areas, and then if I'm able to integrate it, by integrate it, oftentimes there's there's this aspect of kind of seeing some way that I've been dishonest with myself, or some way that I'm not acknowledging something. And in that moment of acknowledgement, there's it's almost like the train enters the track again, and then the energy can flow. And so it's interesting, because the approach was that she was telling me, the guy was explaining, was to stop taking all that. And I've had great experience in that. So I feel like sometimes when I get that little nudge, I had already been thinking about, I'm probably up to, let's say, 3/4 of a chocolate bar yesterday. So it's not a crazy kind of addiction thing going, but it's something's going there. And so I have one more bar I just bought today, and I've eaten, let's see, about a half of a chocolate bar thus far today. And so I think I might make this my last one and just kind of taper down a bit, and go into the no stimulant phase for a while, and just do what I can to drop deeper into that peaceful space. One of the things I've found is that it's almost like a long wave energy. Like I can stabilize more of like a graceful energy with, it's almost like more serotonin based energy when I'm not on stimulants. My stimulant, again, like sometimes when I'm on vacation and I'm going to be doing like a bunch of hiking and I'm out like, climbing mountains and stuff, I'll sometimes drink a little bit of coffee. Me and my ex used to do that. When we go out on vacation, we'd be like, hiking through the mountains, and so we'd drink a little coffee in the morning. But if I'm not out moving around, like jumping in water and like really active, coffee would just freaking spin me out. Even matcha can get me like going a bit too far. So chocolate's really, what that is for me, like when I'm talking about getting off the stimulants. But when I get off the chocolate, what I notice is that, like I said, I can get this kind of like longer wave. It's like a grace. The grace seems like this graceful kind of feeling can stabilize more. I think it's more of a serotonin kind of based thing. But then, especially when I haven't had chocolate for a long time, when I do, I get this really euphoric kind of, you guys probably all know, it's why you have cacao ceremonies and stuff. For those of you that actually feel chocolate or have done it in high doses, it gives me this crazy, it's almost like a huge joy. It's a joyous feeling, right? And I think that anandamine is activated too, which they call the love. I don't know if it's a hormone, love hormone, anandamine. So that's activated with the chocolate too. And so that can be kind of like my drawback to it, is like it's like this burst of feels like vital and excited joy energy. But it's interesting because I can also notice that sometimes while in that joy energy space, and this can go for all stimulants. I used to drink pu'er, teas and stuff like that, and they have theanine in them, and that kind of calms you down. But still, there's this like boost, this amplification that you get, and the amplification is very joyous. But I noticed that sometimes that joyous amplification actually, it comes also with a tensioning, with a tension, with a constriction in my nervous system. And so I think I'm going to explore this no stimulant thing for a little while. I kind of go on and off with it, but I think it'll be a fun little exploration. I'll report back to you guys kind of what comes from it this time. I had a lot of releases last night, actually, where I expressed some emotions in a safe container that I think I had not allowed myself to express before. And so as I was sleeping, I was having, in between kind of dreams and stuff, I kept feeling my body just releasing in all these different areas. And so that was really nice. And there's a movement happening right now. So I'm going to tune in for you guys later on and kind of keep you posted on what's going on. All right. I'm going to find some sort of excursion to go on here while my email is still locked up. Great excuse for vacation from my duties and obligations as a responsible adult. So I'm going to go be a responsible child and connect with the land. Much love to you guys.